and all points, black people. So I'm just going to do an Ask a Black Man segment. Like, if you can ask a black man anything, like, what would you ask him? And the reason why I'm doing this is, I mean, we know that the lines have been blurred so much. But, you know, I'm going to tell you something. When I was in high school, I went to a small town football game. I wasn't playing. I was just visiting. And everybody there was white. I was the only black person. And these kids, I mean, we were all kids, but these kids were like, these little girls came up to me and like were screaming like, ah, like it wasn't like I'm scared. It was just like I was 50 Cent or something. And it scared the hell out of me because I'm just like, would somebody get your damn kids, you know, whatever, away from me? So I started a bolt. I was like, I'm out. I don't know what the hell. But, you know, they were like I was some type of, so the perception is he's black, he's some type of star or whatever, and just like, no, I'm poor like everybody else. You know, that was a perception there, and everybody has different perceptions. So if you could ask a black man anything without him getting offended, what would you ask him? This is my question to you guys. I know if I can ask a white person anything, like what would I ask them? Like, I don't, you know, I grew up around white people, so I'm okay. But like I said, there's some places where, like, there's a video recently on World Star where a white dude went to Africa and the black people never saw a white man before. So the kids did the same thing to him as what they did to me. A little bunch of little boys, little girls ran up to him and started touching his skin. And I'm thinking that's what these girls wanted to do, but, you know, it's a whole different thing when it comes to black folk. So, you know, I was like, I'm surrounded by white folk. And these girls are screaming like, you know, if they would have came up and said, hey, you know, how you doing? And would have been with their parents or something, I'd have been like, oh, I'm fine, you know. But, you know, they just came up to me, like I said, like I was some type of, you know, star football player. And it scared the bejesus out of me. But nonetheless, the whole point is there are still places on earth where you don't see other races. And there's places on earth, you know, where white people have never been seen. There's places on earth where black people have never been seen. And there's places in America where, you know, you go and they'll stare at you because they've never seen you before. You know, you or your type. So if you can ask a black man anything, I'm giving y'all, you know, the permission to ask me anything. And I will try to answer it to the best of my knowledge. Now, let's get one thing straight. I am 48 years old. So if you start asking me about stuff that these 10-year-old, 12-year-olds, high school, even college students, my kid's a college student. So I would have to, you know, try to get in touch with her and be like, hey, this is what they want to know. Because I don't know. Like my nieces and nephews, they're all, you know, 12, 13, on up to, actually some of them got kids already. So I will try to reach out to whoever and try to answer your question, but just recognize what age that I am. So the limited knowledge that I have is going to go with my age bracket. So if you ask me anything from like 30 years on up to like 50 years, in between that age bracket, I might be able to answer that. But I don't listen to today's music, so that's going to be out. However, I do follow music. I just don't listen to it. Like, if you ask me what Lil Wayne's latest song is, I don't know. But if you ask me what Lil Wayne's latest, like, him being in the news is about, I can tell you that, you know. I know he's going at it with Young Thug over the Carter 6, which Young Thug should not even think about naming his album. But he was about to get sued over it, so he's not going to do that. I can tell you that his house has just got shot up. You know, somebody shot at his crib and the whole thing he's going through with Birdman. So I can put you up on stuff on that because I read Yahoo News every day. But I figure you guys are going to ask me something cultural. So that's fine because if I don't know, I can look it up. You know, as long as it's not too offensive. If you start asking me something that's offensive, I'm just going to ignore your post and erase it. So it's your boy Tone on Ask a Black Man. I figure the most common question is probably something racially charged, but very true. Like, why do we like chicken? And let me go ahead and answer that. We all like chicken. Black people, white people. Heck, the colonel was a white man. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So, the people who own churches, they're not black people. Like, I used to work at Tyson's chicken farm. It was ran by white people. So don't go, why do black people like fried chicken? Why do you like fried chicken? Why do Mexicans? Why do white people? Everybody likes fried chicken. So don't go there with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you ask me something about like prison or whatever, hey, we in prison too. White folks, black folks. But the reasons why we go to prison are different. So there you go. It's the beginning of my segment, Ask a Black Man, Shaboy Tone 202. And peace.